What's good, Raider faithful? How we feeling today on this Monday, man? Big win. The Broncos get steamrolled by the Raiders, man. You got Josh Jacobs, Devontae Booker just having a field day. The defense, man, they flipped the script. They flipped the turnover ratio. We talked about that all year, man. The Raiders, they've been sitting -4 all year. They flip it in one game. And what's impressive is the Raiders, they're putting together wins with all three phases in the last two AFC West matchups, man. They get 4 rushing TDs in this game, 200 yards rushing. The defense only surrenders 12 points. Daniel Carlson, man, he even nails a 52-yarder. But credit Josh Jacobs, man. He set the tone early in this game for a big rushing day for the Raider offense.
Carr up underneath center. Play action. Jacobs has got it. Jacobs going. Jackpot, baby. Vegas touchdown.
You got Josh Jacobs there with the go-ahead score. After that, pretty much not much on offense. I mean, the Raiders put up 10 points in the first half, but Jeff Heath with the big holding call. He draws a big holding call on Noah Fant, man, with a Drew Lock rushing touchdown. He follows it up with a big red zone interception.
Looking back to the end zone, fires, intercepted in the end zone, out to the 10, the 15, the 20. Oh, baby. Jeff Heath, who drew the hold, came up with his second interception of the game and saves the Raiders here in the closing seconds of the first half.
And that pretty much sums up your first half. We're going to get into what went down, the steamrolling effect that went down in the second half of this game. We're going to talk all about it. It's a Victory Monday, man. Let's get into this. It's the month of November. We got to give thanks. I give thanks to the Raiders for 3 straight victories. I give thanks to the Raiders who racked up 27 second-half points. What a big game, man. The Raiders, they have won 4 of their last 5 games. They improved their overall record to 6-3 through 9 games. They are 4-2 in the AFC. That was my concern early on. We were winning NFC games. We are now 4-2 in the AFC, 3-0 in the AFC West. They are currently seated 5th in the playoff slot with a projected 70% to make the playoffs. They remain in control of their destiny, and they're heading into Week 11. We know who's in Week 11. It's Sunday Night Football. It's a showdown. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. They're coming to Vegas, our house, baby. So the Raiders, man, in 3 AFC West matchups, they've outscored their opponents so far 108-70. It's all about putting points up on the board, man. The defense, they're slowly improving, man. They only hold the Broncos to 12 points in this game. That's huge for this defense, something to build on. Plus, they get the 5 turnovers. With 7 games left on the schedule, 4 of them are going down in Las Vegas. So let's get into what went down. I got to talk defense first. We got to give Paul Guenther some credit. He's made the adjustments, especially since giving up 45 points in the Tampa Bay game. That was the last disgusting game where we were just disgusted with the defense, calling them trash. As mentioned earlier, the Raiders, they flipped the turnover ratio in one game. They're +1 now. They've been -4 all year. They're one of 15 teams in the plus category. Keep in mind, only 15 NFL teams starting in the +1 category. So this is a huge step for Paul Guenther and his defense. You get 4 interceptions, a forced fumble, and the recovery. You get 5 turnovers total. I think they had 5 turnovers total heading into this game. They also rack up 2 sacks. Max Crosby, man, you hear his name. His number's getting called. He's getting to the quarterback. And also, here's another cool little stat that came out today was they only allowed 1 yard in the third quarter. And don't forget, Cleveland Farrell, Arden Key, they were getting pressure for this defense. You saw their numbers. You saw them getting after the quarterback. We know Arden Key isn't a closer, but he's showing penetration at the front, at the defensive front. So, also, with the 7 QB hits yesterday, I'll just kind of throw a quick number out there. They've had 14 quarterback hits in back-to-back weeks. I know these are younger quarterbacks facing Justin Herbert and Drew Lock, but once again, you got to do your job on defense and get after the QB. Also, Nicholas Morrow steps up in replacing Corey Littleton. I mean, man, what a difference maker already. Nicholas Morrow, the middle of the field was more secure with Nicholas Morrow on the field. That's what I saw yesterday. And also, John Gruden even stated this is Morrow's best game of his career. He did not miss a snap in this game, by the way. We saw Nick Kwikowski, man. Wow, as he blossomed into a solid middle linebacker. He has the one-handed, he shows athleticism. He gets the one-handed interception. That was a beauty in the red zone again. So this defense, They're bending, but they're not breaking. We also even see Carl Nassib. He shows up again in this game. He gets an interception this time. It looked like he wanted to take that to the house, man. He was plowing through that Denver offense, man, and trying to break free for a big touchdown. The free agent finds and Carl Nassib, guys like Nick Kwikowski, solidifying this defense. I know Corey Littleton's a little lost in the mix. We just got to be patient and see. Hopefully he develops into this 4-3 defense. And when it comes down to getting pressure on the quarterback, the Raiders are doing more size and strength up front to get that pressure on the quarterback, but they're not really sending the blitz as much as other NFL teams in this league. So that's, I always call it a soft zone with the Gunther defense, but they were in that cover 2, that cover 3 a lot. But here's the difference with Nicholas Morrow and Kwikowski. It seems like they made the adjustment to secure the middle of the field. And not only that, we talked about that in the pregame about jumping routes. Jeff Heath, he jumped the route in the end zone on Jerry Jeudy, of all people, jumps that route. So we saw that throughout. He even tracked the ball in his first interception. So this is what we were talking about, getting in front of the play. If you're going to play zone, play a little bit more aggressive, because you got to be able to get in front of the play. You got to be able to protect the first down marker and keep everything in front of you. I guess that's where I need to be. Keep everything in front of you on a zone defense. That's where I'm getting at, and that's what this defense has done, and that, I believe, is the adjustment that Paul Gunther has made in these meeting rooms when it comes down to game planning week by week. So let's get into this Raiders offense. They pile up 200 yards rushing, 200-plus yards rushing. They get their 4 rushing touchdowns. They control the clock, 36 minutes and 38 seconds in time of possession. The offensive line, they're showing dominance. I'm not going to argue anything on the offensive line. As banged up as this offensive line is, and Josh Jacobs on his second touchdown basically walked into the end zone. Keep in mind also, Derek Carr, I know he wasn't airing it out in this game, but he wasn't sacked in this game, and Derek uses his legs when necessary. I think he had 4 rushing attempts in this game as well. But Josh Jacobs, I've said it all along, man, he's the red zone beast. 15 touchdowns in 22 games in his career so far. This was his 7th career 100-plus yard game. He totals up 136 yards in rushing and receiving yards. Jacobs is also 4th in the league in rushing yards right now. He also has forced the most missed tackles since 2019. We remember last year when he was hurt, he had the bad shoulder. He tried to even hide his injury. I mean, this just shows how bad this offense needed him. I know he showed up for that Jacksonville game, but we lost some tough games last year, and Josh Jacobs is a tone setter, man. But check this out. Devontae Booker, what a steal for a late free agent signing this offseason. Now, I was happy with this signing, and I didn't really get to put my podcast out over the summer. I was swamped busy, became an essential worker, you name it, all that fun stuff. But you know what? Devontae Booker, man, he was my favorite running back coming out of Utah. Devontae Booker was on my mock draft for the Raiders. Denver happened to get him, and I thought he was going to do a lot of damage in Denver. He got lost in the mix there. What a steal for the Las Vegas Raiders with that signing, because he's had 3 big touchdowns in 2 weeks. 3 big touchdowns in 2 weeks, and he's averaging 6.2 yards per carry. That is huge for this team. But let me just talk about Rodney Hudson, Denzel Good, and Gabe Jackson. And you know what? Let's throw Brandon Parker in the mix as well, because, man, that interior offensive line, but with the guards in the center, man, they are just opening up the lanes for this running game, man. You got Alec Ingold playing with the 2 broken ribs. I mean, these guys are clearing lanes for these running backs, and this is a 100% Gruden grinder offense right now. Pound the rock, baby. I'm feeling 1998. Remember when he said he's bringing 1998? I'm feeling it, Raider Nation. And with that said, man, you're getting a top 10 rushing offense. Look at that right there in the team rankings. The Raiders averaging nearly 140 yards rushing a game. Huge, man. 7th in the league. Now, Henry Ruggs, we know they got to open up the game plan with Henry Ruggs. We saw what should have been a catch on a deep ball to Henry Ruggs. But once again, he is the Raiders' best kept secret weapon right now. Let the criticism flow. It's not about comparing him to other rookies. He already is a big play threat. But with this rushing game being established, it's going to open up the long ball. Keep in mind, man, Darren Waller, 4.4 speed. Henry Ruggs, 4.28 speed. It's on. Brian Edwards, he had a nice catch in this game as well. But points per game, this is where this is why I put up the team rankings. 28.3 points per game. That is top 10 as well in this league. Another thing I'm impressed on. Also, the defense, they dropped their points surrendered per game to 26.8. They got to clean that up a little bit, but the good thing is offense is outscoring what the defense is giving up, and that results in a 6-3 record. And we know that it's Chiefs week, man. You already got Andy Reid feeling disrespected. but the team victory lap around Arrowhead, apparently to Gruden, I guess they got in an argument with the bus driver. There's a lot of content already coming out for this big game coming up on Sunday. This is what the world wants to see. When the Raiders are good and you got the Chiefs-Raiders on Sunday Night Football, oh, man, this is going to be a great week. But you know what, Raider Nation? Enjoy this Victory Monday, man. Celebrate. I'm going to fire up the grill again on a Monday night. Pack in those calories because we're going to be burning mad calories this week because Raider Nation is fired up, man. Fired up. I'm pumped up. So anyway, we'll follow up again Friday with a game preview show. It's looking like that's going to be a live stream. I am aiming for 3 o'clock. That's West Coast Pacific Standard Time. Drop an hour-long live stream for the pregame. And then following up the next week, by Friday or Saturday, I should have, after Thanksgiving sometime, should have the vlog done if we make it out to Vegas this weekend. So I'm going to call it a night. You guys have a great evening. Enjoy it. I'll catch you next time. I'm Raider Dave. I'm out. Peace.